you're agreeing and disagreeing.
No, I agree with
yes,
him. No,
you can't sit here and say, "Oh, silence is power," and then be like, "Oh, but I would have did that." Yes, it is.
Welcome back, LW fam. It's your boy Chief Neef.
It's your boy Jalen.
It's your boy Curly J.
And of course, we're back where the conversations are real,
Raw.
And uncut.
So Jay, talk to us, man. What we got on the agenda today, man?
Man, we got a little pop culture episode. We ain't done one of these in a minute. So we just like, let's go ahead and bring it back to season 3.
Come on.
But there's a lot going on in this world, so I'm going to kick it off real quick. I want to talk a little bit about this whole Chloe Bailey and Chris Brown situation. Have y'all heard a little bit about it?
I ain't heard it. Come on.
It's a pinch. Go ahead.
It's a pinch.
Give us a little background.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and refresh your minds a little bit. So basically what happened is Chloe and Chris Brown came out with a song recently. I can't remember the name, honestly. But they came out with a song. Y'all should listen to it. Chloe's great. She's fine. Chris Brown is great, talented, whatever. Basically, y'all all know how Chris Brown beat up Rihanna back in the day.
Yep.
Like, I want to say 2007, 2008-ish. He was 17. She was around the same age as well. Rihanna.
Young.
Yeah, young.
Young and reckless.
And he beat her really badly. And, you know, we don't condone violence with women
Of course not.
at all. Especially
Violence at all.
Violence
Period.
at all, yeah, period. But basically, he beat her up, and until this day, of course, people are still upset about the whole domestic violence issue with Chris Brown and Rihanna. And apparently, too, I seen on Twitter that he's had other domestic disputes with like Karrueche. I'm not sure if y'all know who Karrueche Tran is. He used to date her as well.
Karrueche,
you know, but he dated Karrueche. Karrueche Tran is like a really pretty girl that he dated as well. She's an
I
actress.
bet she is. I assume so.
But she had to get a little restraining order against him as well. So I feel like now, especially with the age that we're living in, people are like, oh no, we're not supporting men who are doing domestic violence with different women. So how do y'all feel about Chloe and this whole Chris Brown situation?
I do want to say it is Women's Month.
It
is. Shout
out to all the women.
Our beautiful.
We love women.
Wait, I mean, don't cancel me. Don't cancel me. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Yeah. But go ahead.
Okay, I'll say this. I did read one of the comments and it was talking about how he was young. You know, you do a lot of dumb shit when you're young. I mean, I don't know if dumb shit and beating women, you can like put those together. Yeah. I don't know. So I can kind of see where people come from when they say like, well, I think he was the main one like vouching for himself, saying like, you know, he was young. He made a lot of mistakes when he was younger, but he hasn't done it recently, I guess. So he basically just want people to forget about his past and just forgive him for the things that he did when he was, like you said, 17, 18 years old type shit. So I don't know. I also do feel like once you got a history, bro, it's hard. And especially if you're in like, you have a big name like Chris Brown, it's hard for people to get over it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd say this, right? What you do in life, there's always going to be consequences. Like you said, something like that is going to stay in your story. It's going to be with you regardless. And you're just going to have to do the time for the crime. Like, yeah, I could see the part of, yeah, he was young and this and the third, but at the end of the day, what did you do? You did the wrong thing, an extremely wrong thing. And that's what's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only so much I can say to you because I don't have pity for you. At the end of the day, you did a crime and you're going to have to deal with, like, it's
don't you think he already did his time?
I think he did his time, but at the same time, though, with shit like this, I view every crime or I view every wrong as the same level in a sense. Or like, I believe certain things are lower than other, like petty crimes or some shit like that. But hitting a woman, regardless of what it is, I feel like you're going to have to deal with that problem. And I'm sorry. Like, yeah, you changed as a person and he's showed a lot of growth. He's done a lot of things, yeah. But at the same time, though, I think it's OD for it's OD for them to react about the Chloe Bailey thing. He wants to have a fucking feature. I mean, he's had feature with tons of women.
Yeah.
I mean, that shouldn't affect his musical prowess or stuff like that. But the fact that people still talk about it. I mean, nigga, you know, you're on social media. What do you expect? That's gonna happen.
I will say this. So regarding the Rihanna situation, because honestly, I was just brought to the fact about the whole Karrueche situation. I didn't know much that he like apparently dating.
I didn't even know
that. I didn't know much about that. So I don't really want to speak much on something I don't know. You feel me? Especially with something as sensitive as this. But I do know a lot about the Rihanna situation. What I will say about that situation and kind of a little bit arguing with you, Nefe, I say yes, if you do the crime, you should do the time. However, it's like, how much are you going to ridicule a person and not allow them to change? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that what he did was right, because what he did was incorrect. He should have never put his hands on her. The way when you saw them pictures of how he beat her up bad.
Yeah.
Very bad. But I will say this is a 30-year-old man now, and this shit he said happened when he was 17. I do feel like if we're just talking about strictly the Rihanna situation, not talking about any other situation they've had with women. If it was strictly the Rihanna situation, I do feel like that people should be given a grace and be able to grow as a person. You shouldn't always just hold a person's past on them regarding this situation, because I do feel like people can change, especially somebody who was 7. I'm not the same person as I was 17 versus now a 20-year-old man. So I feel like Chris Brown being a 30-year-old man, especially with how young he was and shit like that. And also, there is more to that story as well, because he did talk about that story in his documentary. I feel like that it should be given a little bit of grace when it does come to that situation, especially since, and I'm going to play devil's advocate, Rihanna took him back multiple times afterwards.
Okay. and I agree with what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
However, I think of it in perspective, because me personally, like I'm just talking in the internet space. I'm talking about from the internet perspective, because me personally, I agree that he's done his time and stuff like that. But I'm also thinking of the fact that you have to look at all perspectives. Because at the end of the day, think about this, right? Hypothetically speaking, God forbid, this was my daughter. Mm-hmm. Like, when people hurt the people I love, I'm sorry, I don't forgive you. Like, if God, like,
that's not good though.
Yeah,
God forbid this, like, God forbid my dad did this to my mom, right? I'm not forgiving that nigga, and that's just the way I rock. I'm like there's certain, like, that's just the way I am. So I think of it in the perspective of, if this is someone close to you, God forbid this is your sister or this is your mom, you're not forgiving. No, you're not. Like, you don't give a fuck with, like, you don't give a like, everyone wants to get that saint look of, oh, he's done his time, he's changed. But if you think about the actual perspective of this is your person, like me personally, because I don't know these two people, and I've seen the way, and I think Rihanna, I'm not sure if, I don't know the actual fact, but then Rihanna said that she was, that's what I was about to disagree I don't know about that. Is they cool?
I was about to let me say something.
I don't know that land, so I don't know.
I was about to disagree with you with the fact of she has publicly, like you said, has forgiven him and said that she does forgive him for situations like that. So I think that's where
that's different.
That's where I feel like I would be a little bit in the middle. I'm like, if the woman has forgiven the man and has taken him back, how much more can I be mad? Is she not even mad? Now that is something that I didn't know, and that changes everything. If the victim has said they publicly forgiven and they've moved on from that, then me as a person, an outside party, I have no room to say or continue the acts with hate, because I'm not a part of that.
She took him back though.
No,
so she forgave him.
But I mean the sense of this. You're a random, like, the comments and the way that they talk about this shit, you're a random fucking human being dealing with other people's lives. So I'm not gonna keep on taunting someone that someone. If the victim has forgiven them, what am I supposed to do?
But can I say this?
That's why I move.
This is a bigger conversation. This is why I also like that he pointed out. They only do this to black men. Only to black men. These white men will rape their daughters. They'll beat their wives. They'll beat their daughters and shit like that. You got Charlie Sheen. You got fucking Ozzy Osbourne. You have all these white men that have publicly stated that they have put their hands, they have done crazy shit to these white people, and they're still top of the game or whatever. As soon as a black man does it, he is still ridiculed for something that he did 17 to now a 30-year-old man. Not saying it's right at all. However, if we're also want to speak on it, as a Christian, you got to learn forgiveness. There's no way in your... I feel like, okay, if you took my child's life or you took somebody I love life, that will kill me. I get it. But when it comes to this situation with Chris Brown and Rihanna, I feel like at this point, people need to get over it.
I think,
with Rihanna's situation.
But I feel like we be the main ones in the comments hyping this shit up, though.
And that's the saddest part. It'd be the black people that be the main ones that are tearing each other down versus when it comes to white, I hate to say it, but you don't see white people tearing each other down when they be doing dumb shit.
Of course not, because white people are on the top. It's a white man's world. We're just living in it. That's literally reality.
That's built on the hands of black people.
It's built, not even just that, it's built on the hands of actual, like, what's the word? Oppression. Because it's not even just us. I mean, they kicked out Native Americans and all. It's not a history class, but let's be honest. Like, I mean, that's what
You better
America.
go back.
That's what America's built on. So I say this, right? And I want to take back my earlier statement. It's probably going to be clipped up right now. But I agree with you on the fact of forgiveness because I keep on saying, I'm going to keep on saying it. I don't think that it's the right way to go on continuously staying his brand. I mean, shit. If the lady's cool with it, you see him publicly supporting her at the halftime show, he was like, "You go, girl," some shit like that. Yeah. I mean, like he's done
the
things
memes for that shit.
He has his
That's
own
toxic.
He has his own daughter. He has his own daughters.
Yeah.
So I think shit like that also just taught him and he changed. So I do believe in that. And I was just talking from the fact of the internet because I mean, let's just be honest. The internet, they're full of trolls. They troll us. Yeah. They're gonna troll him. It sucks, but it's the sad part of reality. That's the life that comes with this type of stuff.
It's the life that comes
with being behind the camera.
Make it clear too. I only feel this way about the Rihanna situation. I don't know much about the other women's situation.
Neither do I. I want to.
Yeah, that's what I just want to make clear too, because I'm only speaking on the whole situation with Rihanna. Because apparently, like from reading on Twitter, apparently there's been like multiple other shit.
We're all talking about only the Rihanna situation.
Yeah, Rihanna. I don't know much about the Karrueche shit or maybe other women that he probably beat. But speaking on it,
God, that shit sounds so bad.
Wait, we should not be laughing.
Hey, yo,
let's go to the next topic.
Okay, so Joshua, go ahead, man.
Dark humor, bro.
Who we got next?
We got Michael
Joe Budden and Michael B. Jordan.
Well, let's speak on Michael B. first and the whole corny shit. You know about that?
That's what I said. I said Joe.
I have no idea.
Okay,
I'm not gonna.
So I'm gonna give a little brief summary and then Jalen fill in the gaps if I'm missing anything.
Right,
so basically, with Joe Budden and Michael B. Jordan, Michael B. Jordan, I think it was at the Creve premiere. If I'm not wrong, at the red carpet, he was getting interviewed by a black woman, and
that he went to high school with.
Yeah, that he went to high school with. She said basically, you know what I'm saying, we're back, just like back in the day at some random high school. And then Michael B. Jordan recognized her from the high school and said, "You was the one that called me corny back in the day, right? Like the corny ass nigga," some shit like that. And basically, Joe Budden responded to that clip saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be bringing down our queens in the highest stage that you are at your career right now. Like, you're oppressing them, this and a third." And I want to say this, right? Going off of that. In my opinion,
agree or disagree?
I'd say this. Because it's hard to say agree to disagree to the situation. Because
I got my answer.
It's not hard.
Bro,
it's not
okay. Let me say this. So, growing up, right? When you get up to that stardom level, and you look back at the people that have hated on you, I'm not gonna lie, it feels good to rub that shit in. Let's be honest, there's a lot of people that even call us corny now, or we're not, like, I'm not saying we're up there yet. But I mean, we've made progress. You're gonna have people that are haters, the people that call you corny. Oh, you have a podcast, ill, or like hating on you, and then it feels good to rub it in. And honestly, it sounded like she was one of those people that made fun of him as a kid. And then now she's interviewing him. Yeah, you go talk shit. Yeah, you go talk your shit. So I'm okay with Michael B. Jordan doing it. However, I think at the same time though, if you're being the bigger person, like how Chris Rock saw his bully working on his set one day, and he didn't say anything because at the same time he's at the level of being Chris Rock, and that bully is literally a janitor now. Mm-hmm. I think the better man and the more mature thing to do was just to answer the damn question, or not even give the girl energy. Look at her and walk away. If you want to do it like that, you want to do it the mature.
So I don't know if you're agreeing or disagreeing. I'm not. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
You just gave me two perspectives. You gave me an agree and a disagree.
Disagree, but he did.
Because I was giving perspective.
Okay, can I go first? Because I feel like
what the fuck he don't know his opinion. Like, nigga try to be Gandhi, but the devil at the same time. Like, choose your side. Shit.
Choose your character.
Choose your character.
Oh.
My thing is, bro, I'm with the it shouldn't have happened, bro. Like
that he shouldn't have called her corny.
Yeah, I feel like once you have a name, that girl know who he is, bro. He got power. She wants to interview him. That's enough power said. Like, there's no need for me to be like, oh yeah, you was the one who called me corny back in high school. Man, fuck all that shit, bitch. You know who I am. Like, all that extra, I feel like it's not needed.
How would you have handled it?
I would have just answered her question. Yeah.
You see, I'm
like exact. I'm glad you brought up the whole Chris Rock thing. Like that, I watched the video as well, and Chris Rock was just saying like the nigga's his janitor now, bro.
I feel like if you do that to every single body, it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? If I go to each one of my haters, I'm like, oh yeah, you call me this one, you called me fat, you called me ugly, you called me too dark skinned, then okay, it's OD. You feel me? I feel like for this situation, honest to God, I don't think that he needed to do it, But what he did was wrong. I don't think that what he did was wrong. I really don't. I don't disagree with him. Do I think it was needed? No. You don't ever have to say shit like you said. She could have just interviewed or whatever. However, is it something that like I feel like you should follow him and be like, oh no, you bringing a sister down or whatever? No, because at the end of the day, that sister brought him down when he was broke.
Thank you.
And he was nobody.
Thank you.
And
He
at
was
the
reaching.
end of the that was a big reach in my opinion, because I don't care what nobody says. So I get that it could have been.
But why on camera though, bro?
But why
Everything's
not?
on camera though. Let's be honest.
She was filming him, and at the end of the day, at the end of the damn day, I think that honest to God, did he need to say it? No. However, am I mad that he said it? No.
Because
I'm not mad.
Bro, he's in his right. She could have been the biggest asshole to that nigga his whole life. And honestly, come on, Josh. You like to say that?
But you over that shit, bro.
I think she probably said more than just corny. Because the way that nigga, first of all, that nigga eyebrow was up. He looked like he was ready for that interview.
That nigga remembered her, bro.
That nigga was. If you saw
he went back to the high school memory of all that trauma and all that bullying. Hell yeah.
Hear me out though. Hold on. If you saw that nigga's face, that nigga eyebrow was up. He was ready for that interview. As soon as she started talking, the corny nigga, right? I'm pretty sure she said more than corny to him. That's number one. I'm pretty sure it wasn't just corny. And number two, honestly, he could have probably said way more than just corny. He really was not, to me, that disrespectful. If I'm be honest, what he said was honestly not disrespectful. He said, the corny nigga. I was the corny nigga, right? That's all he said. But, and people, I'm not done. And people took that and ran with it as, oh, he's disrespectful. Oh, he's bringing down the black girl. Okay, so now if he was to have called her corny and then she said that to him, it would not be the same backlash. How much you want to bet?
Of course, he's the bigger person, though.
No, that's not what he's saying. Josh, what he's saying?
You said if roles were reversed.
What he's saying is, if a female of a higher class at his stature is saying that to a black man that is the reporter, do people give a fuck enough? No, it's not, and you know that's true, because you know why? In society today, if a queen of a higher stature is tearing someone down of a lower man, no one gives a fuck. But if it's a black man doing it at a higher stature to a woman, they're like, oh, you don't support women, you don't fuck with like, and you know what he brought up also? He was like, oh, now if I bring a white girl, some shit like nigga, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
What does this have to do with white people?
And I'm gonna be honest with you, just like what we said, sometimes black people, we can be our own worst enemy. We can be our own worst enemy. We should not be tearing anybody down. I feel like he could have said something way worse. What he said was honestly not that bad.
It was really PG-13.
It was very not even PG-13. It was damn near rated G. G for general. E for everybody. That shit was literally, he literally said the corny nigga, right? Yeah. I don't even think he said nigga. I'm just adding in nigga in there. He literally just said, oh, I was the corny kid, right? Yeah, you said that.
But honestly, I feel like you hurt, bro.
He was hurt, and honest to God,
nigga, I've been hurt before.
He has a right to be hurt, and honest to God,
I feel like it depends on who you are, bro.
Bro, honestly,
I feel because me personally, bro, I feel like my name just speaks for itself.
It does.
I don't know,
and that's why I say I don't disagree with you. I feel like any way that he handled it is not wrong. You could not say nothing and it's not wrong, and him saying something was not wrong in my opinion. That's my original statement.
I'm neutral about it because I'm not tripping about it. Now, if you went in like really baked her shit, okay. But the way he went about it, he could have not said something, but at the same time, him saying something and the way he said it was not, I didn't have a problem with it. Because at the end of the day, he's still expressing himself. The girl could have been, like, he could be the shittiest person alive, and all because he has a damn job doesn't mean I have to give a fuck about her now. She didn't give a fuck about me back then. Why the fuck should I give a fuck about her?
A nigga like me would have been like, I'm the corny nigga, but you interviewing me now. So now what? That would have been terrible.
What does that shit get you, though?
But listen.
You feel satisfaction in the bragging, right?
Satisfaction.
You feel the bragging, right?
And that's why I say
he could have said that. But all he said was...
No, you said you would have said that.
I said what he could have said.
We're not talking about him. We're talking about what he could have said.
I thought you said I would have said...
Well, I meant to say what he could have said. Actually, I would have said
No, that's what he could have said.
He could have said that, though.
We're saying he could have went a deeper route, but he didn't.
He didn't.
So what he said was not something that should be blown out of proportion, and it shouldn't be on this level of stature that we're talking about it today.
And it's a bigger conversation. Stop being a fucking bully. How about that? Stop the corny niggas. This is what happens when you fuck up with the corny niggas and the smart niggas. Then they end up being A-list celebrities and the real rich niggas. And now you interviewing them being upset. How about we all be nice to everybody? How about that?
Because now we're thinking about it as this, like, okay, you don't know. You also don't know the woman. She could still be an asshole to this day.
Yeah.
So what? Like, I'm not saying like, bro, I've always been a nice person. But there's certain people that have taken me there. And I'm not perfect. Yeah, I might rub that shit in a little bit. I'm not gonna do it like I wouldn't do it like him. Like probably after the camera's on me, I'd be like, yeah, I remember your ass. Or I wouldn't even give her a question. Cause I think that's the most powerful thing. She wants to talk to you, and you're not giving her anything. Yeah. That is the most. That's so. Then
you
fucking
can't
cold.
say that.
Wait,
you can't say. Basically, you're saying silence is power, right?
I said that's what I would do.
What he had,
but you're saying,
however, I don't have a problem with him saying that
that's
because
you're missing.
But you're agreeing and disagreeing. No, I agree with it. No, you can't sit here and say, "Oh, silence is power," and then be like, "Oh, but I would have did that." Yes, it is. That's my point.
But I disagree with that.
Let
me fucking go. Go ahead, Josh.
That's talk, bro.
Go ahead, Curly.
But I'm trying to say that's why before you said that, that's what I was trying to say. I was like, being a bigger person and walking away, that shit hurts way more than your pity ass response. You didn't have to say that shit. If you'd have just answered the question, walked away, pretending like she was never there, okay, blase, whatever. Bro, she's probably gonna be more hurt than you giving her the attention that she probably fucking wanted. You gave her the attention, and now the shit's in the fucking headlines or whatever the fuck may be. If you'd have just shut the fuck up, silence is powerful, go on about your business, keep making your millions while she doing fucking interviews, she working, you having fun, nigga, that shit hurt way more.
You done?
I'm done.
All right, I gotta just say this. I feel like I'm with Nefe's side in the fact of there is a way that you can handle it, and there's also it's okay way to handle it as well. Just because he may not have done it that way does not mean that Michael B. Jordan way is wrong. And that's where I feel like the argument is with me. I don't think that anything that Michael B. Jordan did was wrong. Point blank, period. When he said calling the girl corny, I was a corny kid or whatever to the girl, he could have went way worse. I think it would have been annoying and worse if he would have dogged her out. That's when I'm like, okay, now you're tearing down another black woman on the carpet. That's disrespectful. What about the white woman? That's what I can hear Joe Budden's part. All that Michael B. Jordan said was, yeah, the corny kid from high school. And at the end of the day, I don't think that what Michael B. Jordan said was OD wrong. And why the fuck now he's silenced or whatever, okay. Him being silenced versus him saying whatever, I feel like they're both, at the end of the day, they both sting. I do. I think they both sting,
but they both sting. The silence, that shit hurt.
How do you know that hurt though? Because at the end of the day, no, hear me out. How do you know that
she got embarrassed on a big ass stage?
No, hear me out. How do you know the silence hurt? Because at the end of the day, okay, yes, I may know, but what do you mean by being silenced? Like just walking away, not getting an interview? Okay, you didn't get the interview from him, whatever. There's 100 other celebrities on that carpet.
But the thing is, there's 100 other celebrities, but they remember each other from high school. That's why I say it hurts that much more than if she interviewed fucking Beyonce or somebody else.
I guess we could just agree to disagree. Because my ass say that.
Man, what y'all think, man?
Yeah, what y'all think? Because shit, I don't. But I will say, just a main thing, I disagree with Joe Budden 100%.
He honestly, bro, this is the thing about Joe Budden. He be reaching like fuck. Like
he's trying to stay relevant.
He really. Like there was no reason to talk about if I bring up a white girl now, like bro, why are you jumping to this conclusion?
Yeah, the white part came.
The only thing was it was a kid. Like if we look at it realistically, it was a kid that grew up and got fame and looked at his old high school bully in the eye, and he just reacted in a normal way. And let's be honest, as human beings, we're not gonna always have perfect moments because at the end of the day. Like we said, we continue to say, she could have been the worst person in the world, and it just got to him that day. Because Michael B. Jordan, from what I've seen, he doesn't look like a malicious guy. When it came to the Lori Harvey situation, we didn't see him speak out or talk about it in a malicious way. People were talking about it, like calling him a sim, this, that, and third. Oh, blah, blah, you got to play. He didn't say anything in a malicious way. So in my opinion, I don't even think he's a malicious person. But she was just someone that I think from his past, it struck him and hit home. He had a little immature moment. Oh, well. But I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. Because at the end of the day, he could have called her a little ratchet asshole with fuck you.
And you want to know what? Actually, I do agree with Michael B. Jordan because I will say there are probably some bullies that if I did see them and I'm at the top of the millionaire and you're interviewing me and you call me corny, I probably would say some shit.
Bro.
I probably would. Now thinking about it. I'm not going to hold you. I don't think that some people always take the high route, but some people, no. There's some people that
I said that. I said it depends on you.
Some people dogged the shit out of me growing up. No, I gotta let you hear this real quick. Some people dogged the shit out of me. I gotta let you. You gotta eat your words.
Jay have a flashback.
Now that I'm thinking about it, no, Michael B. Jordan, I'm with you, bro. I'm with
Josh,
you.
when you've been bullied as a kid,
Yeah,
bro.
you probably wasn't bullied enough.
Nigga,
That's what it was.
bro.
Bullied enough.
Josh, I got laughed at, bro, and I went home and cried.
Pride.
Like, nigga, like shit like that, bro. I'm a very peaceful person. Y'all don't even see me get malicious with people. But that, it might bring you back to that time when you cried about some bullshit.
And bullying grows into your adulthood.
It does, bro. It
That's what
affects
people
you,
forget
bro.
too. Like, okay,
You was too cool.
You'll be bullied about your weight, and now all throughout your adulthood, you have terrible body dysmorphia. Or you'll be bullied about. I was bullied a lot about my complexion. I remember even a teacher told me one time they was teaching about light, and he cut off the light, and I had on a red hoodie, and he couldn't see. He was like, "Where is Jalen actually?" All I see is his teeth. If I ever saw that teacher till this day, yes, I will never forget that. And that's the type of person I would go in their face and say, "Yeah, you told me I was too dark, right? Now I'm on the fucking magazine cover. Now I'm on a billboard. Now I'm, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm a multi-billionaire, and you're living on a teacher's salary."
Josh, you ever been
You know
bullied,
what I'm
bro?
saying? No, and that's why he has that type of.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Yeah, a little bit.
When he say a little
Bro,
bit,
nigga, I've been bullied for years, nigga.
was not bullied.
Do your time before you talk.
Yeah.
But like realistically though, I think it's just the fact of I don't think you experienced it to the level of probably he has or me or Jay has, so you have a different opinion, and that's why I came down to it. And earlier I was like, it's all about perspective. It really is all about perspective.
Cause that silent shit works sometimes, but not all the time. I ain't gonna hold.
Sometimes you gotta rub that burn.
Sometimes you got to.
Sometimes you see that shit and
You
you
gotta
be
put
like,
hydrogen peroxide on that cut. Sometimes you gotta make that
stomp
shit
on that
burn.
bitch.
Yeah,
A little stanky like on that bitch.
I agree.
Come on.
Man, damn, I didn't expect this one to go that long. But anyway,
No, I did not.
I thought you was gonna agree. When you say you didn't agree, I was surprised.
And that's why I was like, Neffy, I got my answer.
Yeah.
And I knew we was gonna disagree.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to go first.
All right.
But yeah.
No,
Last
go
one. I mean, what we talking about? Chrisean,
Okay.
Blueface, Nate, crazy ass.
So real quick, man, let's talk about Chrisean Rock and how she actually is pregnant, right? Confirmed?
She said she was pregnant.
She showed the test.
So, and it's a Blueface's baby?
That's what she claimed. And she said that she naming it after him and she keeping the
I
baby.
couldn't see it as nobody else's baby, honestly. The way she attached to that nigga,
Yeah, I couldn't.
I can't see.
If that was somebody else's baby, that's breaking every news. That's going on
Bro,
CNN.
I'm gonna be real with you, bro.
Hey, not seeing
Going on
it.
CNN, the New York Times.
with the social media presence that they show us and display with us, because I don't know them personally, but I'm saying of what I've seen on social media, that baby's gonna be fucked, bro. Even now, the relationship, she's busting into his home, stealing his car, shit. That nigga probably shoved her, pushed her. You know, he got black eyes. Like, is that something you want to raise a child in?
Bro, when that baby come out and you can be like, oh yeah, you was going on. You was been made with all. She be drinking Casa like that shit, apple juice.
I'm scared for that baby. I hope that baby won't get no
Nigga,
birth
that baby
defects.
coming out sideways.
I'm scared that baby won't come out with birth defects with all that Casa and drugs and shit she be taking.
Bro, and then all that stress and just everything. bro.
Physical, nigga, her physical pain, she's getting hit. Like, they hit each other. Like, on some football shit.
Speaking of, bro, I'm sorry, we gotta say this really quickly. Did you hear how Chris Brown talked about how they always talk about him and beating up people, but they don't ever say shit about Blueface and Chrisean? And Blueface told him that he beat up the wrong girl.
Yeah.
Is that not crazy?
Is that his verbatim statement?
Yeah.
He literally said,
he said you
"Bro,
beat up
you beat up the wrong bitch."
He said you beat up the wrong bitch.
Yeah, he said that's why. He said, and then Chrisean was like, "Yeah, you beat up the wrong bitch. So you the right bitch to beat up." Hey, yo.
Bro, I think they're just it's just extremely ignorant couple in my opinion, bro. Like, and you can't say the difference between Chris Brown and Rihanna and Blueface and Chrisean Rock is because one, it's like they both enjoy it, you know. Like, the other one was actually like a domestic violence. Like, they're both domestic violence. Get it wrong. I don't think there's any okay situation for you to hit a woman.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the way that's portrayed is that's their thing. That's how the relationship goes. And then that was, of course, non-consensual. No, you shouldn't do that shit at all. That's a shame. But them niggas, that baby's fucked. I'm just going to be honest.
I'm going to be honest too.
It's going to have a dent in his head.
I really wanted to do this as a full episode, I will say. And I'm going to tell you why I wanted to do this as a full episode. Because I really am kind of tired. It's society's fault with Chrisean and Blueface at this point. It's our fault. We let them on every fucking like news, fucking
Zeus
page,
Network.
whatever, Zeus, whatever. They're getting paid to be fucking domestic violence. We are literally glamorizing domestic violence. I don't think that
In toxic relationships.
In toxic relationships, it's literally being glamorized and being posted constantly. And the reason why it's continuing on, I feel like, is because of that. Blueface has not had a hit in I don't know how long. The only thing I know that he has a hit is a hit of Chrisean face.
Hey,
that's all I
yo.
know. Like that's literally it. That's the reason why they keep doing this shit. It's keeping their names
keeping it
alive,
relevant, yeah.
keeping themselves relevant.
When you fuel the fire, it's just gonna grow.
And that's why I honestly feel like it should be. That's why I wanted to do a full episode on it, because I only wanted to do one episode and that's it. I honestly am tired of even giving them the type of relevancy because it's not cute. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. At this point, it's actually sad. It's sad that this shit is actually glamorized.
Two grown adults.
Two grown adults. And it's sad that we even tune into it. We like it. We're watching it. We're staying up to date with it.
Kids
It's
are
our
getting
fault.
raised in
And Chris Brown was saying all of that,
Yeah.
bro. He was like, y'all really keep up with this shit.
We do. And it's disappointing. It's actually disappointing.
Sharing in the group chats. It's on stories.
Yeah.
Shit, even one of our guests we had on for the Valentine's Day episode said that she fuck with her.
Because guess what?
Yeah.
Chris Brown, is losing money off of Rihanna, but Blueface is getting money off of Chrisean. They're getting money off of doing shit, domestic
They're not
violence.
supposed to, yeah.
Yeah, but Chris Brown, to this day, first of all, you remember how y'all saw his whole like performance that he was supposed to do on a award show? He has to perform on an award show, I don't know how long, over that whole Rihanna situation. And they cut him from that one award show when he was going to do the Thriller 25-year anniversary shit. And he posted it. That shit was immaculate. That shit, I've never seen.
Oh, yeah, I
Look
remember
good.
that.
I've
Look
never
good.
seen a Michael Jackson tribute that well in my life. Never.
It looked good.
Never. It was immaculate.
But he couldn't do it.
He couldn't do it because of what? They didn't want the whole Chris Brown, and Rihanna situation.
history, yeah.
That history. But I'm like, y'all sit up here and y'all talk about Blueface. Y'all give him all this money. Y'all give, Chrisean and them all these reality shows. Y'all are feeding money into these people's pockets. But when it comes to Chris Brown and that one situation, that's why I said people do deserve forgiveness because, forgiveness with that Rihanna situation. Let me rephrase that Rihanna situation, 'cause I don't know about the other situations.
There's like what you're saying is
Yeah.
you're saying one thing,
what
but
I'm
you're doing the exact other thing.
Yeah.
You're saying you're against this, but you're supporting this.
Yes.
And I agree with you because in the fact of like you can't hold people like Chris Brown like in that type of stage, and you even have the victim, like you said, forgive him. I don't know the direct relationship. Don't clip me, but they seem cool. They seem cordial, of course. And then you got these two baboons going around. Shit, they might be able to perform before that nigga.
No, for
Like
real.
the way that society loves them, because it's all about money. It's all about the way that people talk about it, and people would, let's be honest, people would like the way it looks like. People would like to see Blueface and fucking Chrisean Rock before they like to see Chris Brown.
True.
It's actually
If you think about it,
I even saw that they was like on a fashion show and shit like that. Blueface and Chrisean, they get so many fucking endorsement deals. They on Kai Cenat stream. Chris Brown ain't no damn Kai Cenat stream. They be on every damn podcast. I rarely see Chris Brown on damn podcast. Chris Brown, come on our podcast. Let's go ahead and tell your story.
No,
Come
for
on.
real.
Jalen supports you, but
Hey, bro.
Nice seat right here.
nice seat right here for you, Chris.
Hey, bro. I say this, man. I say this to close it out. Society, we gotta do a better job.
We do.
We gotta hold ourselves accountable. If we're gonna hold ourselves accountable, we're gonna hold other people accountable. We gotta stay accountable throughout the whole standard. You can't do your if, ands, or buts. It's either this is cool or it's not cool. Yeah. And if you're gonna hold everybody to that standard, you just gotta do that. And when you see other people, because we don't know these human beings, when you see those human beings say that they're cool and shit, shut the fuck up. Unless that's your loved one, unless you know them, you don't really have a right to say this, that, and third, because they don't know you. You are in the comment section. Mm-hmm. That's it. They if you're walking in the street, they don't know you. You know them. Yeah. So I just feel like people should stay out of other people's business. We talk about it on the podcast, but at the end of the day, I've never been obsessed about celebrities. I don't even know half the celebrities, and that's never been me. But I've been Chief Neef, y'all, and we might have this conversation continue on another episode. Y'all stay tuned. Peace and love.